To be more specific, I watched one of your videos about how to get CLB7 in 8 months.
Can we clear the TEF in 1 year?
Yeah, it is doable.
Hmm.
This was one of the books that I bought.
Hmm.
Only
You
one.
did the whole of a book.
The whole book. Yes, I did the whole book.
And TEF and French, as you know now, is a different game. You might
Yes.
know French, you might not
Mhm.
know TEF.
You don't need to succeed in speaking. You need to success in specific things in the speaking.
Can we memorize some phrases and go for the exam?
No.
Right
No.
answer. Not
Yeah,
possible.
it's straightforward. Yeah, there is a secret. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is
Okay.
a.
I am not native. How could you develop that confidence in me?
Bonjour tout le monde. Grand congratulations to Mario, who has really nailed the TEF Canada exam with such a super score. He lives in Ottawa and he is Spanish. That means he has a very strong Spanish accent. And despite that, he could nail the TEF Canada like a pro. This podcast is going to be super insightful for all of you as a beginner or as an intermediate learner, because he has actually broken down in granules that how to really understand the art and science behind listening, and particularly in reading, because apparently I do see a lot of people struggling with listening and reading a lot these days. And of course, he has also mentioned that how he structured his writing, that he was so confident that the moment he came out of his exam center, he was like, Ankita, I'm gonna nail it. I have not seen this kind of confidence in any of my students, or most of my students, I would say. So let's understand, let's hear from him how we could help him for the speaking. What was his strategy? How he learned French all over from zero as a beginner. And let's get onto the studio to learn and take lots of takeaways from him. Let's get on to it.
Grand congratulations, Mario. I am super thrilled and super, super excited today because you could take out a time today for us. And TEF success story is something that we all look forward to. And because this is so close to our heart, please let us know today that A, how do you feel? And and of course, how did you do it? So how did you do it is something, of course, we'll break it down. But I want to definitely congratulate you and ask you that how do you feel today?
Well, I feel relief. I feel really happy. It is a big accomplishment, at least for me. It was
Yeah.
more than 1 year working every day on it. So at the end, it's a big relief, not just for me, for my family as well. My wife, we celebrate the entire week. Also today, we're
Yeah.
gonna go for a picnic, have a part of the
Oh,
celebration. Yeah.
that's right, because when we invest a year about of time in any mission, any milestone, then of course it's a investment of time, money, family, emotions, and I think many things, right? So let's start from the beginning. How did you do it? Like, did you have any exposure of French, or you were a complete beginner, or did you know French already or something?
All right. So the entire story is I decided to start French in February 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I decided to start. So because I was watching the news about that getting a PR in Canada was getting cut enough possible. So I started in February, and then so to be more specific, I watched one of your videos about how to get CLB7 in 8 months. You did a video with someone. I don't remember. Maybe you remember that video. How to
Yeah.
clear how to clear theft in 8 months.
Yeah.
Then that person said, you're gonna need to go and watch and practice with Pimsleur, with Learn French with Alexa, with this and all the resources, all the possible resources.
Yes.
So that's what I tried to start. I tried to start in February. I studied for 15 days. I started with Pimsleur,
Okay.
and working. It was working pretty good, but I had to make a travel. I traveled to my country, and then I spent almost one more there, and it was impossible to study there.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I come back at the end of March. Uh, I didn't start right away. I start like 15 days after. So I'd say like in the middle of April, formally, I started studying French. From there, I start from scratch, from zero. My first word was bonjour. The second word was chen. And from there, I started building the vocabulary and everything.
So, which other language do you know apart from French and English?
Spanish. That's my native language.
Spanish. That's your native. Right. Yes. Wonderful. So then you have come a long way. And technically, I think you got in touch with me this year, February 2025. And that's when I think we started our one on one classes for TEF. So now I also want to know, so besides Pimsleur and of course our training, I will talk about our training part later. Which grammar book is something that you did yourself, and what would you recommend to the world? Because I know that your grammar was very strong when you came to me, besides some little bit of errors, which we all do anyway. So, how did you do the grammar part?
So I invest a lot of money and time on
Hmm,
pursuing this. Well, a lot of money, at least for me, right?
hmm, hmm,
So it was a big investment. So I invest in a lot of resources. So for example,
hmm,
this was one of the books that I bought.
hmm, hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I bought it.
Yeah.
I got it on the internet and I
Hmm.
complete the entire book. You can see the size. And this was just one of the books that I did by myself. Only
You
one.
did
I
the whole of a book.
The whole book. Yes, I did the whole book, and I don't know how many of those notebooks I have, but I have at least like 12 of these, all filled out with trying to write things by myself, writing stories, and doing things by myself. So this was a big investment of time. I used to study every day before
How
to start
many
working.
hours?
So, 2 times per day, Pins tour. So that was 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. Then I did grammar early in the morning, like for 1 hour. And then at night, grammar a little bit, like 30 minutes. Then I practice listening.
Hmm.
Then I practice the speaking. Yeah, trying to. So this is the thing. No one here care what you do. So I went to the street when I was walking with my dog, and I used headphones, but I was talking by myself, right?
Oh, very nice.
Practicing.
That's a
Yeah.
very, very good technique, right? Yeah, because when you came to me, I did not find that you had an error of pronunciations. Not much, little bit, obviously, everybody has. And grammar also was super strong. So I never had to teach you the grammar part because you were already strong there. So I understand that you have invested the time like this, grammar, listening, and speaking. So during the or up until the time that you came to me, how did you practice speaking during up until that time?
So as I say, so I invest on those books. I invest in Learn French with Alexa. I paid for the entire course.
Yeah.
Also, after 4 months of being studying, so I would say in the middle of August or at the end of August, I start paying for private classes.
Hmm.
So that was part of the investments. At the
Hmm.
beginning was almost 2 hours per day. So
Hmm.
1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night, and then once I start feeling a little bit better at it, I reduce the number of hours to 1 hour per day. But I
Hmm.
always keep it 1 hour per day during the 7 days of the weeks
Hmm. So everyday speaking, basically,
every
and
day.
that's how you started working on the speaking. So did you used to make notes of your error? Like now, let's put it fast forward. And when you came to me, when we started the speaking, we directly started the speaking and we used to have good full 1 hour loaded sessions. So what did you used to do, what did you learn during this time, and how you used to improve on your speaking? Because I remember we used to take only one class a week every Sunday this time, around this
Mm.
time. And so but whenever you used to come next to me, the goal was not to repeat the same errors.
Yes.
So how did you do that?
So I would say I built my French to do the French to do the TEF exam at least no I would say B1 level. That was 1 year training, and I
Right.
had like one B1 level where I reached to you.
Right.
So when I reached you is because I knew that you have a pathway and a specific method to success in specific things that I was missing. So I knew that you are really good at speaking and the speaking part. So I was watching a lot of so I didn't only watch you. I watched a lot of people in internet, and then I choose what I thought was the best person to teach me. So at the end I came with with two people, and I tried with another person, and but that person, well, I didn't learn too much from it. I would say from the moment that I started learning for TEF, I would say for February this year. And then I start with you at the same time, and I say, no, you know what you are doing. You 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 know what exactly is needed to success in the exam. So I remember we have one session, watch session, but what I did is we record the session and then I repeat over and over and over again the same. So I was checking all the things that you say to me, like yeah, like sacred, yeah. So it was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
important. So and so that's why when we meet again, I had everything in my head and I was able just to move forward, not to keep repeating the same over and
Same
over
thing.
again.
And that's very important here. That's a very important key takeaway, that do not make the same errors, make new errors, so
Yeah.
that you definitely can improve and elevate your level and go exponentially. And I remember when we used to have weekend group sessions in my institute. So, how did they help you? When you used to
A
come on
lot.
Sundays and speak with other partners, what was, because you used to, of course, participate in them as well. So, how did they help you? Did they contribute in your success in any way?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing that I want to say is I came just for one thing with your course. I came for improving my TEF speaking, so to be able to get the B2. But what I got was way better. So I
Mhm.
wasn't expecting for that. I wasn't expecting for a community. So that was pretty good because then I started seeing different accents in French, and I was able to notice my mistakes in other people. So that's, I don't know how to say that, but it gives a different perspective. So it is different when you see the mistakes on yourself rather than when you see the mistakes in other people. And this is one thing. It's difficult that you're gonna separate the time to start watching people learning French randomly during your time. But if you do it during a session, you're gonna pay more attention because you're there. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing that I want to say is, if you have the chance to go to those sessions, that they are really good and you're gonna learn a lot, because yeah, there is a lot of material to be shared there.
Yeah.
Is try to participate as much as you can. That's a unique opportunity, and is, I mean, I haven't found another place where to do that at this moment.
Yes, and I also feel that apart from knowing the accents and understanding the errors, because it's easy to, as I always say, it's easy to find the errors of others than finding our own error. You could also, or one could also learn the art of knowing different perspectives. Let's say I give an argument to you. Okay, moi je ne veux pas y aller. You would have your own style to say, okay, how would you counter argument this, versus, let's say, some other student, Nidhi, or some other student, Alex, will have other style, other perspective to counter this argument. And you make like that. So you can steal that, you can copy that, because it's a unique exam. Both of you won't be sitting the same exam, same center, same examiner, right? Same day. So that is another thing, that one which I feel that this community sessions of speaking could really help a lot many people. So which is definitely nice. Now, Mario, I also want to know that you, when we were doing a lot of speaking practice, of course, this is where this is a time when you actually started your TEF, because up until then you were focusing only on French, a lot more on French. And TEF and French, as you know now, is a different game. You might
Yes.
know French, you might not
Mhm.
know TEF. So that's something we already had a chat about. So how do you think TEF is different from French? I thought it's the same thing, but
I'm gonna put it
it's
this way.
not.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
put it this way. I
Go ahead.
have friends. Their first language is French. And I would say more than one person have been trying to do the TEF, and they don't pass the TEF exam. and their third language is French.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
yes, it's,
So that now excites me to ask you another question. So, you gave me the reason that you chose me or chose my institute because of the TEF. I am not native. How could you develop that confidence in me? Because I understand the psyche of a learner completely, that at this stage usually people want to invest their time and money at this sensitive stage in natives, and me, far from being native, I have my own flat French accent. So how did that work with you?
yeah. So when I come to you, I didn't come to learn French, right? So that's something that I did for, I would say, for myself. I did before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when I come to you, I came to pass the 10th exam, right?
Yes,
Is because there was specific resources I watched in internet. So, for example, I'm gonna put some examples. You
yes, please
teach.
go ahead.
So, in one of your videos, you give an introduction. Je suis désolé, mais I'm gonna say the introduction.
Please
So,
go ahead.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
For example, the introduction for TEF exam part A. Je suis désolé de vous déranger, je m'appelle Ankita ou Mario, je me permets de vous contacter au regard de votre annonce. Uh, I never thought on that, on make those kind of introductions. So
Mm,
seeing that you know exactly what the person is asking, and you've been doing this a lot of times, so that gave me confidence to try with you. So yes, it is important to make a preparation specifically for TEF, because maybe if you are really fluent at French, instead of giving that introduction, you're just gonna say salut,
salut.
salut. That's it, right? And
Salut.
you're fluent. You're fluent in French. You're gonna say bonjour. That's it, and
Yeah.
you're gonna start with the conversation with the questions. But what the examiner is looking is they are looking for question for puis est-ce que étant donné que they are looking for certain structure, it is quite of impossible to know that by yourself. So that's
Yes.
why you're gonna need a specific
Mentor
material, yeah, a
and
mentality.
yes, material and mentor for sure, to know how to use those tools. So,
Exactly.
and because Mario, why I say that you should know how to use those tools, I do get a lot of people or some chat, not lot, like some of them, they do ask me, ma'am, do you have a material? Can you share with me? And of course, I do share. There is no harm because this is not like a golden milestone or a national secret that I cannot share. I do share. But do you think, but just dropping the material can really one make prepare for TEF?
No, that's simple. No, I don't know. At least if you're a genius, yes, of course. If you have a track of once you receive a material being able to succeed in everything you do, yes, absolutely. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah,
But for example, in my case, I'm the average Joe. I'm a really normal person. So I'm
yeah,
not very smart and I'm not dumb. So I'm just
yeah,
in kind of in the middle.
yeah.
So the person in the middle normally need guidance,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it is quite of impossible just to receive the material and try to do everything by yourself.
Yeah, yeah, because you need somebody to correct you as well. So, and that correction is needed because when you sit on the day of the exam, you would do the same errors.
Absolutely, yeah, that's gonna happen.
That something would happen. And was it your first attempt, Mario, when you cleared the TEF
My
with such
TEF
score?
attempt, I would say, was in January, I
February, yeah,
think. Yeah,
yeah,
February.
or January, when I do not remember. But when you came to me, I think, did you take already one attempt? I do not remember
Yes,
that.
yes, I took already one attempt. Uh, yes, I think I already took one
And
attempt.
speaking was the main reason that you needed, of course, the entire thing. And then after that, when you met me or when we started our classes, you took about few sessions, and then you went ahead and took another exam. And which was your center?
Was in Ottawa.
Ottawa. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So the center was good, they were helpful, they were supportive, and you did not have any issues in the exam itself. All good.
So I did the second attempt, and then I was really confident. I knew
Hmm.
that I was
Make it.
that yeah I was make it. So the reading portion. So what? I'm gonna add something else.
Go ahead.
So for the exam, to you don't need to. So you're gonna. This is the thing. So the goal is to succeed in the TEF exam, but you're gonna need to success in four different aspects, right? Speaking, writing, reading, and listening. And you don't need to succeed in speaking. You need to success in specific things in the speaking. You don't need to succeed in writing. You need to success in a specific way of responding those questions. So there are questions that are always the same way. In the listening part, you can break it down, and there are always questions that go in the same format. So you need to succeed in a specific way to do the format. So I knew that I break down all the exam in all different aspects. But then a funny thing, so there was a technical issue that day,
Okay.
and I let the people know at the center, okay, there was a technical issue, did happen, and well, they say, okay, we're gonna process that information, but at the meantime, just a few days later, they come back to me with the results.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting that they come back to me with an offer to do the exam, but that didn't happen. So they come back to me, and I didn't pass the writing part. The
Oh,
writing
right.
part,
The
yeah,
writing part.
the
Yes.
writing part, and
Which was also
then
very shocking for both of us because you
yes,
were you were absolutely great in writing. Yeah.
I was really shocked, and I
Yeah.
want to know why I didn't. So I want to appeal for the source for the writing part, but you say no. You need to appeal. It's better if you just talk again about the technical issue, and they allow you to redo that part instead of appealing for why you
Yes, yes,
didn't give
yes.
me a good
Yeah.
score. So that's what I did. I followed your advice, and they made me make the entire exam again.
Yeah. So,
Not only
guys,
the
those of you do not know when what happened when Rakur was supposed to file. Then, when we got the result of Mario, we got to know that the writing was not CLB 7. So we had a chat and we discussed because of the technical issue. Could we file our reevaluation? And we followed the process. I guided him, and he went and applied for the Rakur. Now wanted, of course, only the writing record to be filed, and that's what we did. But luckily, unluckily, what you may call it today, the center came back to us saying, "No, you know what? You'll have to take all four modules again,"
yeah.
which was
That
we were
was
not prepared for,
a
and
good
we're like,
news
"What?"
and a bad news at the same time because it take a lot of energy that exam for sure.
It
Yeah.
does, and mentally draining.
It's mentally draining. The exam start at 9 a.m. and finish at whatever time. It could be 3, 4 p.m.
3, 4
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
Yeah, and it is very
So
strainful. Yeah, sure, sure. And then what was the exam date? What is in April?
the last time,
Yes,
the
the
very last
latest one.
time
The
we
latest
are
one.
in June was in May.
May. Okay, yeah. So we got the date of the May. We were supposed to get this all done by April, and we wanted to shoot our success story in April, but then we got it done in May, and we were like, okay, cool, fingers crossed. And then finally, obviously, he came with such a grand score. So this we focused a lot more on speaking part, Mario. How did you do the reading part? Because lately I have seen a lot of results of other students, and they are not able to get the CLB 7 in reading. So how did you, and I never taught you reading, so
Yeah.
how did you nail that?
So this is interesting. Even the first time that I did the reading, I got 12. Second time, I
CLB
got
12.
12. Second time, I got 11, and third time, I got 11 again. So
Secret, please.
there is a secret, yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is
Okay.
an easy way to nail it.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the thing. There are 40 questions in total, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't focus on successing all the questions. That is quite of impossible. There is a specific structure for each type of questions. So you need to understand how that question is made, how that type of questions, right? So once you understand, they are break down. I think in 9 different formats. If I don't at this moment I don't recall, but I think there are
And
nine
total
different
40 questions.
40 questions, and from those 40 questions, there are 9 different formats of questions, and the questions are always the same. So what I did is I didn't for when I practiced for the drill, I never practiced trying to do one exam over and over and over again, an entire exam. I try to look for those specific type of questions,
Hmm.
and I ask ChatGPT, okay, so take a look at these questions
Hmm.
and give me 10 or 15 questions similar to that one. So ChatGPT give me questions just in that format. Then I practice for the entire week, just in that specific format.
Hmm.
So same thing for the listening. So for
Hmm.
the listening, first 10, 20 questions,
Hmm.
you need to pass those questions. There is no way.
Hmm.
They are really simple. There are four questions that are always the same. They are always
Hmm.
the same,
Hmm.
and then you're gonna need to practice only in success those four questions. There are a group of three question listening, four question listening that I found impossible to solve because they are in Quebecois accent. And this is the moment that I
Ah,
don't understand the Quebecois accent too much.
right, right.
And yes, it's breakdown. It's breakdown those questions and try to study in a separate way those questions over and over again. Don't try to make the entire exam, because if you are good at, let's say, the first 10 questions in the exam,
Right.
what you are trying to redo the same thing that you are doing okay already good. Just try to do what you are failing, right?
Hmm.
So that's what I did. I focused on what I was doing wrong.
So, but Mario, okay, first correction, there were 50 questions in reading, not 40. So,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, I know I was wrong because I was thinking about the time, the 40 minutes in listening, but 50 questions in reading.
Yeah.
So, but Mario, I have a question here. Now, let's say there are times when we hear, first of all, nobody knows the breakdown of listening and reading, that how many questions to be correct to be able to get CLB 7 plus. Now, let's say there are times when I have seen the CCIP Paris videos. They say that let's say the later half should also be correct. The the when we start getting after the 20th question, that's where the real struggle starts, right?
Yes.
The chronic and then interview and also the rapportage. This is the main thing where everybody goes wrong and they start struggling. So how do we practice that? The same way which you just
No.
mentioning, or what were you doing for
Yes.
these things?
Yes, I did that. But for the ring portion specifically, so what I did is yes, I was reading French, but I was translating everything to my native language. So I don't do that for the rest. So when I go to this type of question, I try to read in Spanish, right? And to read in Spanish and understand everything like if an Spanish speaker was speaking to me, right? And that was the way. I look at the structure, and then I ask ChatGPT, give me similar question but in Spanish.
Hmm.
It is funny because I was practicing for TEF in French, but I practice in Spanish as well because I was trying to get good at solving those type of questions, not trying to get good at the language, because the language I got
Was
it.
fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I was trying to get look good at solving those type of questions. So it was about training and trying to understand what the person was looking. There are always two answers. They don't have anything to do with the answer. So you always have a 50-50. Then I guess practice.
So
It's
you
better.
mean to say that they will not have anything? Okay, the answers, the two options will not have anything to do with the audio. Sorry,
No, no,
I
no,
didn't
no, no, no.
understand that.
No, two questions.
Hmm.
They can have a little bit to do. But if you read deeply,
Hmm.
you will notice that actually there is no. So, for example, let me try to put it with an
Yes,
example.
please. Yeah.
Uh, so
Hmm.
for the graphics, you're gonna see the graphics, and you're gonna see that. So the temperature in Canada has been increasing in 2020, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
has been increasing in 2020. That's one of the statements, and
Yeah.
that's true, right?
Yeah.
But then you see that there is a peak in 2020. There is a peak in July. Yeah,
Hmm.
so and the increase in the temperature will be mostly in July. And there is another statement that says the temperature in Canada has been increasing in July 2020 by 3
Hmm.
Celsius degrees. That's more accurate, right?
Oh,
That's more accurate.
right.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
need to eliminate whatever is general and try to go for the specific.
Wow. So I think what I understand now here is it's not about how well you have commanded over the language for the listening and reading. It's about if you mastered the art of understanding the structure.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's about understanding the structure, at least for the reading part. At least for
Yes.
the reading part. So for me, was everything about the structure. I
Yeah.
was thinking a little bit on French. I was thinking more in the process in every question.
Right. And I think same goes with speaking as well. Like for
Yes.
example, I never taught you French, right? So it was never French. It was all about these are the sentences, these are the templates, these are the expressions that I must hear to be able to get CLB 7.
Yes. So since you've been doing this for a lot of time and you've been training a lot of people, so you know all the possible answer that the people can
Yeah.
give back to me. So that was really good for me because okay, so I I have I'm gonna say good level of French, all right?
Hmm.
So I have that level of French, but without being able to know what the other person gonna
Hmm.
respond to me,
Hmm.
it will be kind of a little bit difficult because there are plenty of different things
Yeah.
that the other person can say. That's in my head, but you told me no, Mario. That person gonna say, I don't have the time. I don't know how to get there. So
Yeah.
you gave me all the possible different scenarios. Then I work from there, specific tailor. That is
Yeah.
important to work tailor
Yes.
for your goals. You can't try to work general, generally speaking, and trying to learn everything in French in the French word because it is a really big word,
Yeah. Yeah. It's an
really big word.
ocean.
It's
It's
an
an
ocean, is
ocean. Yeah.
yeah.
It
And
is not possible
then yeah, you're gonna need to be really tailored for your
for that
exam.
that thing,
Yeah.
right? So we spoke about the art of this reading listening, and we also spoke in extent to in about the speaking. Now here a thing, guys, I also want to talk about writing, but before I start, so when I asked Mario when he completed his exam, came out of his center and asked, hi, how did it go? And he was like, I nailed it. So I have never found anybody who is so confident, because usually I get the replies like, yeah, it was fine. I was a bit nervous. I don't know. I'm confused. But Mario was so confident that he's like, you know what? We're gonna nail it, and we will have our success story next week. And then we got this news. Okay, the writing couldn't be cleared for whatever reason, and then both of us were like thinking, what happened in writing? And then Mario's response was, I can't get the writing wrong. That I'm sure. So I want to know the secret now, that what made you this confident? So what did you do? How come you could be so confident? I never had a student like you who was like, Ankita, I can't get this wrong. There's always a blurriness, right? There's always a gray area that I don't know, teacher might like it, might not like it. But you were like, no, I did it. I nailed it. I know I can't get this wrong. So what was it?
That's why I get up. I even got upset, and
Yeah.
I say, you know what? I'm gonna call the center. I need to talk with the person. I need to send an email, and you say,
Yeah.
No, Mario, don't do that.
No.
Yeah, don't try to fight with them. That's not the way. You wanna call. You wanna try to redo it again.
Yes.
But I really want to know why the people is giving me a bad score
I
because
also want to know, and not just
yeah,
for you. I do want to know for the whole world. I do see this pattern now, Mario, and I don't want to be shying away from admitting this, that people are only getting CLB 6. Like very
yeah.
1 or 2 marks. But I don't want to talk about this in this podcast, because I want to know first. Focus on the secret of your writing. So coming back to the secret of your writing, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what is impossible that I got in
Sure.
this in the second part. Or for me, this
Yes,
is the
please.
moment that I
Yes,
really
please.
want to
Of
know that
course.
person.
Of
And if
course.
we have the opportunity to discuss,
Why not?
yes. So it's because I would say 80%
Hmm.
of so in I train as I say I train hard. So what I
Hmm.
did, I have a few templates,
Hmm.
and then I learn a few of those templates
Hmm.
like at certain extent, and then I knew by practicing over and over again about the grammar how to fit the rest of the grammar, right?
Hmm.
The grammar is difficult, but if you practice, you nail it.
Hmm.
If you practice, you nail it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is nothing in the world that you can't nail if you
Yeah.
practice a
And
lot.
grammar is not a rocket science also. Like
It's not a
grammar
rocket
is
science.
nailable types. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I knew that, okay, so I have the vocabulary in my head, and there are like certain different options that they can ask. They
Hmm.
can go beyond that.
Hmm.
Always will be the so will not be the same topics, but the kind of the structure or the thing that they are asking will be the same.
Hmm.
So I knew that I have certain amount of words in my head, and I know the structure of those words. So
Hmm.
that's why I knew that I asked myself what could be wrong. So I
Yeah.
in my for myself I know, okay, the grammar, that wasn't a mistake. Maybe it was the structure of how the letter was explained. Hard to
Hmm.
know, and it's really hard to know what exactly they are looking for their for that writing. In the third time that I did the exam and I did the writing, I got CLB 8 in the writing
Hmm.
part.
Hmm.
Was 8? I don't remember.
No, the second one, no, CLB 6, of course. That's why we, but the
And the
first one
third
was CLB.
6 as
si-
well.
Uh, Even I don't remember, but you mostly were CLB 8, 11, 12. So let's say 8.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so to nail it is practice. Get those books,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Any books in internet. I mean, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I can
Yes.
put it here.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
please. Guys, take the
I
photo.
yeah I don't make any money by by the way by
No,
showing you these
me,
books,
me neither. I'm not going to make any
but
money out of it.
but yes, there are plenty of different books on internet. You just write in Amazon or you write in internet French congregation books, and you're gonna get a lot of material. That one helped me a lot,
Mm.
and it's just not buying the book; is putting effort there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It will not complete by itself. You're gonna need to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do have people coming to me saying, I have this book, that book. And I said, how much did you study? We are just starting. So, of course, that is a right takeaway too. But in your Faith Diva, did you write all sorts of tenses, grammar in the Faith Diva?
I have a structure. I have a
Yeah.
structure, so I follow my structure. And
Yeah.
I knew that if something different came, I have a different structure for that.
Yeah.
So how you do that? Just by repeating, practice. Yeah, over and over
Yes.
again. That's
Yes, yes. And guys, trust me, we all can make it this way. And of course, the Mario has already shared. He's so genuine. He's so kind. He has already shared his templates and structures. And of course, I've been sharing this with my students anyway. So you might see more success stories soon. And Mario, coming to the part of this whole journey now. So I completely understand that you have come a long way. You are full time working, and you have divided your hours this way. So, what in the whole journey of this 1 year plus, what was the most difficult or the challenging part for you, Ankita? This is something was super difficult for me to manage. Was it a motivation? Was it writing? Was it taking time out? Was it speaking, writing, reading, listening? What exactly was one thing that you feel that Ankita, this was very, very challenging, and this state?
so. This is the thing. So for the people who are watching at this is not a supernatural thing. This is an exam.
Hmm.
Everyone can do it. It's only an exam. You're gonna need to break it down. That's it. The exam is not the problem. I guess most of the people here have been succeeding in lot of things in their lives. This is just another thing that needs to be success.
Yes.
For me, the problem for this one was timing, because I knew that I have to do it between certain time. Otherwise, my PR would be compromised, right? Because you know that French is a way to get the PR. So I knew timing was important. And because of that, then my problem, the thing that I was, so we need to put sacrifice. Part of my sacrifice was family time. So
Hmm.
because I was putting a lot of hours in this, then I wasn't able to put a lot of time in my family during that year. So Sundays, Saturdays, Friday night, oh, forget about Netflix, right?
Oh.
So only after almost 1 year and a half, all the time, 1 year, 3 months, I don't know. I watched a movie yesterday. Yeah,
Oh
yesterday.
my
Yeah,
God.
after more than 1 year. Yeah, I had the opportunity to watch a movie with my wife. So those are the kind of things that you put aside. That was the difficult part for me.
That's called sacrifice for sure. Okay, so this was the difficult part. Now tell me one fun fact about the entire French learning journey that people wouldn't expect. You'll be like, you know what? This was it, and we never thought this way. So what was a fun fact?
Fun fact. So fun fact is that you think that you once you learn French, so the French from France, you're gonna be able to speak with all the people from Quebec. That's something really that was really fun for me because I say and this was like in the middle of October last year. I say to my wife, I have vacation. I have like 4 days, so let's go to Quebec City.
Okay.
Let's go there and don't worry about that. I'm gonna take care of everything. Yeah, don't worry. You just listen to me. We're gonna go. Yeah, and
And what
then
happened?
so for example, we went to a restaurant first time, and I asked for food, and they bring me something completely different.
That is
Yeah,
really funny. That is
yeah,
so true. That we
yeah,
think that we would be able to
yeah,
nail it, but yeah, yeah,
yeah. No,
that's so true. That's so
then
true. Now I
then
also, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, then I just start communicating in English with because yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to go starving, of
yeah.
course. And now just answer in one word or few words, okay? So I have a list of question in front of me. Few words or one word, okay? Best thing about French language.
You want me to answer in French?
French, English, both, anything.
Ok. La meilleure chose avec le français est d'être capable de communiquer avec un nouvel groupe de personnes. Et, et je crois que le français va t'ouvrir différentes portes et c'est très important de pratiquer le français si tu veux réussir ici au Canada. Et pas seulement pour l'examen de français, mais aussi pour le développement professionnel.
Professional et personal.
Oui.
Okay. Worst thing about
Yeah.
French. What is that? One word, English, French, anything. This was the best thing. What was the worst
So,
thing?
you want me to answer in English?
French is also fine. Go ahead.
French? Okay.
I love you when you talk in French because you have a very different accent, which I don't get to hear much. So I love that accent. Please speak in French.
Okay, in French. So, the worst thing about French, d'accord, comme
Yeah,
j'ai déjà te dit, tout le temps que je ne peux pas utiliser avec ma famille, je ne peux
right.
pas parler beaucoup pendant tout l'année avec ma femme. Et il y a beaucoup de moments que je dois commencer à utiliser maintenant. Parce que
Maintenant.
je ne veux pas dire que j'ai perdu ce temps, mais malgré, je ne peux pas dépenser le temps avec ma famille comme je veux faire.
Ouais, je comprends. Ouais, vous avez raison. And if you could redo one part of your learning journey, what would you go back and change? You can speak in English if you want to.
Okay. If I can redo one part
Yeah.
of
What
my,
one thing you would change in the entire 1.5 year or 1 year plus months?
and so I would start early.
You would
I would
start
start
early.
early, yes.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I would start early, that's for sure. Would it be nice if I just study for learning and for fun rather than just for because I have to do it in this amount of time? So I would be able to not sacrifice as much time
Hmm.
just in one shot. So
Yeah.
that's what I would change. And I think that looking at the past, that was something that I could be done before, could start doing
Yes.
before.
And
So
that's very
don't
important. Yeah.
yeah, don't wait till the last moment. Hey, I have 7 months to succeed in the exam. I have 5 months. No, no, you can do it. Why not? But yes, you're gonna need to put a lot of time on it
Yeah.
if
The
you are a normal
amount of
person.
pressure we get, that's
Yes,
another monumental thing that we have to go through. And under
yes,
the pressure, one cannot perform.
it's difficult. There are people.
Yeah. I'm not
I
generalizing. Yeah.
yeah, there are people who can do it. I am amazed for those people, but
Yeah.
most of the people, normal people, yes, we don't
Average.
work
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
We don't go. Even I don't go like that. So now, myth or fact? Answer me if it's a myth or a fact. Can we clear the TEF in 1 year?
Yeah, it is doable. It is doable for sure. I almost did it.
Yeah, almost. Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
almost did
almost
it.
did it, but I was thinking maybe if in October I would reach you out to you,
Mm, mm.
maybe I would be able to pass the exam in February.
Earlier.
So
Yeah.
yes, so that yes, that is doable. Yeah, once you feel that you reach certain level in French, that you are able to communicate in French at certain level, and you can read barely a
Yeah.
basic book or a normal book, you are able to start working for the TEF.
TEF.
So yes, it is completely doable.
Yes. Can we memorize some phrases and go for the exam?
No,
Right
no,
answer.
you
Not
yeah,
possible.
it's straightforward. Yeah, it is impossible. You can try to
Mm,
memorize specific things that gonna
mm,
help you through the
yeah.
exam,
Mm,
but for the writing and for the speaking portion, but never for well, for the other is impossible, right?
yeah, it's impossible. Correct. Can we only just watch the pre-recording sessions of TEF exam and go ahead and get ready for the exam? Let's
No.
say if I'll just record a video, would that work for you?
So, well, if you record the video, I can
It
practice.
might work to an extent, but
Well,
not as much.
yeah, because it's different. When you say if TEF records the exam, well,
No.
that TEF is a business,
Yeah,
so they
TEF is a
make profit.
business.
They
Yes.
make profit for people for us. Like us, they don't want to give us all the tools. So if
Yeah.
you're expecting to go to their YouTube channel, they have 100 videos and
Yeah.
try to nail the exam by watching those videos.
No.
So the bad news that I have to tell you is they are making profit from you. So
Yeah.
they are not expecting to pass the exam pretty quick. They are expecting
Yeah.
that you try to do it over and over again.
Multiple times.
Yes,
Correct.
so go to someone who is already working to make the people pass and who is his goal or his job is in making you pass the exam.
Yes, like
Yeah.
us. Yeah. Yeah. And you also joined somewhere else. I don't want to know the name, please. For a short winter in time that was in Ottawa. So what went wrong? Like what was different than us? Reason of this question is that I also want to know, let the world know that what are the things are red flag, and you should identify these red flags sooner.
So price is not equivalent of success. So I watch the price and I say, wow, it's really expensive.
Mhm.
It should really good. I guess it's really good. It was it was really expensive, and I thought if it's really expensive, it's because they have gold information, and I need to know what they are giving.
Mhm.
So basically, uh, it was nothing different that I could get for free in internet, and
Mm,
so that was what happened. And
mm.
I only took one class, and that was it. I said no, I'm not gonna learn anything there, and I'm gonna waste a lot of money
Right, right.
by
So,
keep
guys,
class.
that is another takeaway here. Let's say you understand or identify that this is not working for you, you got to quit. You do not have to think that it might work, or you don't have to think that I will just keep investing money or I've already spent money, because at the end, time matters. Because if you'll not take the right decision at the right time, you'll keep just, elongating your journey and might ending up getting drained out. So that's important. Before I let you go, Mario, because the entire podcast was super insightful for me, for the students, for the audience as a whole, what one piece of advice that you, or maybe two, or maybe three advices that you want to leave this audience with? Because you not only come from a very varied experiences of trainers, tutors, and your own struggles and your success, but you're somebody who knows and have learned this art of nailing it. So, what three advice or two or one that you would like to give to the audience who are learners today or who are starting today as a beginner?
So the first thing is go to learn French, not the TEF exam. So before the TEF exam, you're gonna need to go and learn French. Yeah, right.
Yes.
So invest money and invest time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Time is really valuable,
Yeah.
and money because yes, there are tons of material in internet for free, But if you are not paying for it, maybe you don't feel that it has value. And also, if it has value, maybe it is more structured. So invest. It is important.
Yep.
Other thing that I'm gonna say is after you learn French, at the medium level at
Yep.
least, go for the TEF exam as soon as possible. Once you feel okay, I'm able to communicate it at a certain level, and I manage a little bit. Go immediately for practicing the TEF, and for the TEF, break down the TEF, break down each section
Hmm.
in a way that you can the then you can success in every specific part. As I said, in the listening part, you're gonna need to
Yep.
break down the listening part, break down the reading part, break down the speaking part.
Yep.
It seems simple, but it's not. So you need that guidance. That's my piece of advice. And my last advice is, if you are able to take classes with Ankita, yeah, do it for sure. It is an excellent teacher, not just as a teacher. Is a very good person. Yeah, is human. She's not looking for your money. I never feel that. I never feel that she was looking for. This is one thing, and I want to appreciate for you. So if you would tell me, Mario, we need classes one time per day or two times per day, I would say yes, because I was looking to pass the exam. And
Yes.
if you say something like that, or you could take advantage for me. You could do it. You could say, one, Mario, you need the classes in the morning and at night, two times per day. And because the exam is next month, I'm gonna charge you double. And guess what would be my answer?
Yeah.
Would be yes, yes.
Yes.
I need to pass the
100%.
exam. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Because I remember when you came to me, the all you wanted is just Ankita, I need to nail it. So it was yes, for sure.
Yes. So would be yes. But you say no, Mario. You only need one class per week. Yeah. That's what you need. You don't need more. So that's why I think that beside only you be a good teacher, you are a good human. And that's
Yeah.
something commendable and difficult to find nowadays. So if you have the chance, yes, try to go with Ankita. She's a really good professor.
Thank you. Thank you. And definitely the most important thing for both of us was your success. And I also want to appreciate on this platform that you took your time out despite the fact that you were only with me for only a couple of months, but still you were ready to help the whole bunch of audience. Thank you so much for your time today. We definitely wish you a grand success in your professional life. And now, of course, we let you go to enjoy not just coffee, movies, and lots of plenty of personal time with your family. Of course, now you've nailed it. It's worth it. Enjoy Canada and send us a lot of pictures and definitely enjoy.
Thank you, Ankita.
Thank you so much,